Let's see. We should be live, right? Yes. Yeah. YouTube tells me we're live. Hello, everyone. Probably no one here since just at this very moment, since I announced the stream like 3 seconds ago. But I wasn't sure I was going to be able to figure out how to get this running in time for the event. And I only thought of doing it like I don't know this morning, so I had some stuff to figure out. Where the heck is the chat? How do I look at the chat here? Like that must exist, right? It says Justin. Okay, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if you guys are saying things I can't see them. Sorry. Open live chat. There we go. So what we're doing here today is I thought since I'm doing these Advent of Code things for myself, and I was just putting them on GitHub and joining discussion groups for them. Like that's all great, but a friend of mine was streaming his solution to last night's problem, and I thought that was pretty cool, and I thought I would like to join in. And it'll be a little change of pace from what is usually on my channel. So if you guys are just here for call videos, feel free to skip this one. We're going to be doing, I've only got 5 minutes, so we got to start at like 9. I'll try to explain what's going on real quick. So Advent of Code is this thing that a guy did last year and he's doing this year as well, where for the first 25 days of December, he releases a programming puzzle every day at midnight Eastern, so that's 9 o'clock for me here, which is in just 5 minutes. And they're short. They're mostly fairly short. They take anywhere between like 5 minutes, and some of the longest ones took me several hours, but I don't expect the early weeks to take that long. And I don't really plan to compete much, but I thought it would be fun to do one right at 9 o'clock, since why not? It's a good time for me to do coding. So here's the description for yesterday's puzzle is okay, you're given some directions to turn right, then walk 5, turn left, then walk to blah blah, and calculate how far away you are from where you started at the end of all these instructions. So nothing too complicated. I'm trying to practice my Python programming. Python is definitely not my strongest programming language by any means. But I'm going to be using it more at work. So I thought I would get some practice in. It's not a humongous well, I think people make a bigger deal than necessary out of what programming language you use. The standard library matters a fair bit, I think, but most modern languages have a reasonable standard library these days, and the language syntax and stuff itself doesn't matter that much, but it's still good to be familiar with the stuff you're going to be doing. So we have another couple of minutes still until it is published. There's a counter here. I hadn't refreshed for a while, but there it says 2 minutes 39. So I'll just give you a brief tour of how can I do that. What I have set up here. So I have just a really skeleton Python file that just reads every line in standard in and does nothing with it, and then at the end it prints a result. We can run it and we get the result printed out. Lovely. And a quick tour of day 1. I mean, I wrote this Python program that solves that problem. I had a position class that knows a position, where you are and which way you're pointing, and it knows how to walk and how to turn. And then there was this loop that applied all the instructions and calculated where you end up. Nothing too snazzy. But there you have it. So we are getting close to the deadline here. Let's make sure you guys are looking at Chrome. I need a keyboard shortcut for switching windows. The way I'm doing it right now is pretty awful. Okay, minute 25. Anyone in chat yet? I'm guessing no. Is there any way that I can find out if anyone is viewing? Okay. Peak concurrent, 1 viewer. That might be me. I don't know the answer. I don't think I'm viewing my stream. I'm in the chat, but I'm not viewing the stream. So, can I say view active users? There are no active users in chat. I don't know, man. It's a mystery. It's been like years since I streamed anything. I usually just like record on YouTube these days. So I'm not going to be paying a lot of attention to the chat while I'm programming, I imagine. But feel free to talk amongst yourselves if you like. 30 seconds. We gotta go. Gotta go. Wait, is this thing lighting up as it... Because it's not totally... Oh, no. This is day 1. Okay, this is day 2, and it's not lit up at all. I thought there was some clever effect where it was like dimmer because it wasn't released, but it wasn't all dimmer. But no, I'm just wrong. Okay. I'm refreshing just in case. Yep, timer stays about the same. All right. So yesterday's puzzle took me about 45 minutes, which was not fast enough to be in the top 100. Oh, nope, never mind, shut up. Here we are. We arrive at the... Okay, you left. Got to use the bathroom. Keypad locks, so you search the front desk for the code. In order to improve security, bathrooms codes are no longer written down. Memorize and follow the procedure below. Okay. Each button to be pressed can be found by starting on the previous button and moving either up, down, left, or right. Each line of instructions corresponds to one button, starting at the previous button, or for the first line, the 5 button. Press whatever button you're on at the end of each line. If a move doesn't lead to a button, ignore it. Okay. So we have a keypad that just looks like these 3 numbers, and we're given... Okay. Oh, I see. So each line is a single number. Okay. Each line of instructions corresponds to one button. Yeah, okay. Starting at but the first one starts at 5. So this ULL means go up from 5 to 2, left from 2 to 1, left doing nothing, and then we reach the end of the line. So we just print the number 1. And that's our first number. Then we go right, right, down, 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 and it's 9. So 1, 9. Okay, got it. Okay, fine. So let's... Oh, no, forgot. We got to do one more thing. We got to get our puzzle input, of course. Here it is. And we'll just copy this whole thing and put it into our input file. Boy, these are long instructions. Okay. And I will make sure you guys are looking at Emacs. Source file. Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, we want a grid of numbers, so let's define that right off the bat. Let's def keypad to be... Actually, def... Is def just for functions, or do you... No, it is, actually. I don't want to def anything. I just want keypad equals a list of lists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, am I doing these upside down? What is the... No, 1, 2, 3 is the top row. Okay. 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's going to be useful to have. And what kind of like control structure do we want here? We're obviously iterating over each line. And then for each... Yeah, for each line, we're going to go over all the characters in the line and move our current position. Okay, so I guess another thing we want is deltas, which is a map where up, single quotes are nicer, up goes to the pair -1, 0, down goes to the pair 1. Oh, these should be tuples, just for style reasons. 1, 0. Right goes to 0, 1, and left goes to I switch to lists again. 0 minus 1. And I'm just used to Clojure where these would be vectors. Okay, that's great. And now we need a thing, let's see, def applied direction. Let's just call it move. Move takes a position. Actually, let's destructure it here. X, Y. Actually, it's Y, X, Y, X. And also a direction. And it returns trim. Oops, return trim, which we haven't written yet, of course. Well, let's call it clamp. I don't know. Maybe there's something called trim in the standard library. Return clamp of. Okay, well, I guess we're going to have to actually let we'll let dy dx equal deltas of dir, and then we'll return clamp of y plus dy, x plus dx is the idea. And now let's find clamp here. Clamp takes yeah, I'll just do this kind of a lame way. I think it's gonna. There's some duplication here. Basically, if y is less than 0, then y equals 0. Like, this is obviously the wrong way to do it, and I don't know what the right way is. If y is greater than 2? Yeah, 2. Then y equals 2. Ugh, got a new line. Y equals 2. And we'll do the same thing for x. Okay, and then we'll just return yx. This is going to make sure that we don't fall off the end of the page. Obviously, way better way to do this, but this is the fastest one to think of and type out, and I would like to finish in a bit of a hurry. So what we're going to do is say start, or pause actually. Pause starts at 1, 1. And what we're going to do is for each line, we're going to iterate over for dir in line. Pause equals move of, oh, hang on, I just realized a mistake. Clamp takes a tuple, so we have to do this. Okay, fine. Might have been easier if we hadn't made it take a tuple, but that's life. Pause equals move. What order does move take? It takes pause first, and then dir. And then, how do you print a single character without a new line in Python? I don't know. We'll just print them anyway. We'll print them separated. Print. I know there's a way to do it, but who knows what it is. Print keypad of pause. Is that it? I don't know. Let's see what happens. Feedback. Move. What are you upset about? Key error. New line. Ugh. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna search a bit on. I'm not gonna show you guys the search here. Searching for. Oh, you are seeing it, aren't you? Whoops. No, you're not. Yeah, that's fine. You're still seeing Emacs. Okay. Searching for. My brain's not working. Python trim new line. How can I remove /chomp a new line? .rstrip? Yes, there's a function called .rstrip, apparently. Line.rstrip. Try again. Print keypad pause. Ah. We need pause is a tuple, and we need to do a double index in the list instead. Pause 0, pause 1. How about now? That didn't help at all. What are you mad about? Oh, whoops. I guess Python doesn't like that. There. 24862. All right. Let's put that in and see what 24862. That's the right answer. Good work, guys. Okay. We made it rank 98. We were the 98th player to finish. Okay. Now let's look at the second part of the puzzle. Chrome. You finally arrive at the bathroom, and behold, oh no. Oh no, the keypad is not square. You still start at 5, okay. And the trick is just that the way you clamp is different. Okay. Normally I like to make my solutions handle this is awkward, because now, like, if we move north from 2, just based on that, we can't tell whether it's correct to once we're sort of conceptually in the square north from 2, it's impossible to tell how we got there. So it can't just have the effect of, oh, move that way, and then if you fell off, go back. We're going to have to do something else. Okay. So I'm going to rip out the clamp function, and I'm going to make move smarter. Actually, what I'm going to do first, be a good developer here, git add everything here, git commit -m day 2 part 1. Great. Yeah. So let's it's a little awkward to represent it as a list of lists now, isn't it? I can just put some nuns in, I guess. Or zeros, whatever. I shouldn't get to those positions, so it won't matter. All right. So back to Emacs then, and we'll have a go at it. Define the keypad to be 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 2, 3, 4, 0, 5. I guess it goes just in order, right? 7, 8, 9. Let me just make sure I'm copying this down right. Yeah. Okay. And then 0, A, B, C, 0, and finally 0, 0, 0, not 0, D? Yeah, D. 0, 0. Okay, so great. That's fine. Now we can get rid of clamp. We just have to make move smarter. And make pause start instead at 2, 0, starting at 5. I wonder, you know what? It's probably not so bad to just write invalid equals, let's make it a set of, just write down all the positions that you are not allowed to go to. It's like obviously not great to just write it this way, but 0, 0, 1, ooh, we could do a little better than that actually. So first we'll write ret equals this. What I'll do is just write 0 maps to 0, 1, 3, 4. Actually, I should write what's valid, because then I'll handle the out of bounds cases as well. So valid maps to 0, 0 just maps to 2. Let's make this a set. 1 maps to 1, 2, 3. 2 maps to, and of course there's some like duplication here. Range 5, 3. I'm sure there's a way to do the others with ranges too, but I don't know Python's range syntax. 3 maps to set range 5. 3 maps to 1, 2, 3, and 4 maps to 2. So then what we'll say is just if valid of ret 0. How do you look up if a thing is in a set in Python? I assume it's in Python set membership. Sets, check membership. In, is it in? Someone tell me here. Groups. Ugh, these are people using lists to model sets. Okay, sets, blah, blah, blah. Here's a bunch of deprecated ones, but it suggests in. All right, well, if it doesn't work, we'll try it. If ret 1 is in valid of ret of 0, then we will return ret, and otherwise we will return yx. All right, let's see what that does. Does it run at all? No. Got the wrong delimiter up here. Pause. What is it upset about? Key error 5. Oh, well, that's true. If, let's say, ret. How do you Python get map default? How do you get a thing? There's dictionary.get with a default equals none. Okay. So instead we'll write valid.get of ret of 0 with the empty set as the default. How about now? 46C91. That sounds promising. 46C91. We did it! And we made rank 81 on this one. That's not bad. Okay, so I'd kind of like to... how long did this all take, by the way? 17 minutes, not bad. This was easier than day 1, I think, this year. I guess I'm going to git add replace day 2, replace part 1 with part 2. I don't usually do this because I'm not competing for time at all. I'd rather write the solution, modify the existing solution so that it handles both part 1 and part 2. Because I think that's a good way for me to sort of check whether I've modeled the problem domain well. But as I found myself racing to meet the deadline, I was like, there's just no way I'm going to do that. So instead, I think I'll probably just commit it this way. There's some argument for going back and like now unifying the things, and maybe I will, but I don't think I'm really going to do that on camera. Is there anything more that I want to say about the solution before I finish? I don't know. One interesting note is that this day 2, the way that we handled the much more complicated clamping in day 2, actually would have been much simpler in day 1. We could have used the same sort of plan of saying, compute a candidate answer, check if it's valid, which would have been relatively simple, I think. Just like if both answers, if both x and y are within the range 0 to 2, then it's valid, otherwise it's not. Then I wouldn't have needed to treat each of them. It was difficult. I had to write a lot of code for clamp because I had to go from the candidate illegal position back to the legal position. Whereas if I had done this and just kept the original position around, I could have made the checking simpler. So yeah, I think this is fine. I think we'll just we'll finish this broadcast here. I didn't see anyone in the chat, but if any of you did watch, hey, average live view duration 6 minutes. Somebody showed up and then left. Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna have this on my channel as well. Of course, I figure it'll get more viewers there, archived as a video than it would as a live stream announced 3 minutes before it started. But I plan to be here tomorrow night, so come on by if you want to watch. And with that, how do I stop this? There we go. Stop streaming. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.